Your boy, Lich Max.
What is I, the Maize Madman? Good evening, good people. It is I, the Maize Madman. I'm here with my guy,
the Maniac,
my other guy,
Your boy, Lich Max.
and of course,
what up, though? Old man on the sticks. What's good?
yes, sir. We got a great show lined up for you. Of course, my guy, the Maniac, wrote another banger for us. Banger after banger. You just a hit maker out here with these show scripts. But let's get right to it, man. First, before we get to that, I would be remiss if I didn't mention some of my faves in the chat. Shout out my guy DK all day. If you out of line, he will get you back in. Be careful, watch yourself. Beats and Treats is here. Beats, I don't want any shenanigans about my bedtime tonight. My guy Mike Legend is in the building. Ron Embry is here. 23 Tell, shout out to him. Mike Wilson, even though he's a Buckeye fan, shout out to Mike Wilson. Let's get it. 2 years and out for Sharon Moore. It seems like yesterday. We brought it up backstage. Seems like yesterday Sharon Moore was being announced as the new head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, and then just like that, he's been fired, and we know the rest. Gentlemen, let's talk about it. Maniac, talk to us about this, the feeling, Sharon Moore being here, only 2 years gone already. What's up, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, it's no secret. Last Wednesday, to be exact, the news broke that Michigan will be relieving Sharon Moore of his duties, not due to performance, but due to inappropriate relations with a staffer. Now, again, that's his personal life. I don't like to get deep into that. I don't know. What I do know is that I'm a big Michigan fan, and I don't like that for as a fan and for anybody, right? It just doesn't leave a good taste in no one's mouth, and it's a stain on Michigan. However we look at it, right? They just got through a scandal that they got dragged through the mud for almost 3 years with this bogus sign stealing, and then this happens. And again, no one wants anyone to be fired. But there were some Michigan fans, I don't think none of us on this panel, that wanted Sharon fired. We said next year, definitely me. I said next year is the year for him. He needs to get it done. But regardless, I think the way he's been put through the media, I think it is unfair to him and his family. Listen, the guy got fired. What he did afterwards was uncalled for. But he's gonna have to, he will get punished for what he did afterwards. So, people making fun of him, putting his pictures up of him, at the prison and whatever. But look, all I know is this. It is what it is. It's water under the bridge. It's unfortunate for Sharon. I wish him nothing but the best. I wish him nothing but the best. So I just hope that he could get it together mentally and spiritually. He needs to really focus on them things, patching his marriage back up. He has 3 beautiful kids. He has a beautiful wife. He put that all on jeopardy. As long as with a great career, people will kill to be the head coach of Michigan. But, life goes on. No one is perfect. And we'll see, how this cookie crumbles moving forward.
All right. Before we get to Lich and old man on the sticks, shout out to Doreen. She's been a member now for 12 months. That's a full year, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Doreen. Golf claps. She says, "Hey friends, let's pray for all and get a coach." And this comes from a Buckeye fan, ladies and gentlemen. This is why Doreen is one of a kind. Thank you, Doreen. Shout out to Doreen. She's a member. You should become a member. You right there should become a member. All right, Litch, talk to us. 2 years and out for Sharon Moore. What's on your mind?
You know, it feels like it was just yesterday that Sharon was announced as the next head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. It is a shame that after 2 years, we are once again back on the search for a new head coach. This volatile nature, I don't think it's going to do well for Michigan moving forward. We really need to find someone who can stick it out. It is not great to see a coach have that short of a tenure at a school, regardless of the circumstances of his firing. But I mean, moving forward, we definitely needed to find someone who can stick it out, is willing to stick it out, and isn't just someone who comes in for the to get that name rec and then move on. I know that wasn't what Sharon was doing. Like, he was supposedly supposed to be a long-term coach at Michigan, but he had other plans.
Yeah. Who keeps mentioning Tony Anise? It's like every chat somebody mentions Tony Anise.
I mean, I think I've seen him on a list somewhere, but
yeah. Sticks, talk to us, man. 2 years and out for Sharon.
It's unfortunate. Like nothing I'm finna say is gonna be any different than what's already been said. It's unfortunate. Like I said, I'm a firm believer in the good Lord himself, and you got to realize that when you move a certain way and you say you're a follower of Christ as well, God has a way of getting your attention. You see what I'm saying? And sometime when that happens, you got to take it to the chin like a man. We got to take our chastisement. Like, I've been chastised. Everybody's been chastised. It is what it is. But the key thing is to learn from it. You got to learn from your mistakes or you're going to repeat them. You see what I'm saying? So with that, it's unfortunate on what happened. But in the same token, on the football side of things, it's making a lot of sense why it seemed like things were just a lot of distractions going on. He wasn't able to focus on the task at hand because there were just too many things going on in the background that we weren't privy to or to understand. So it's unfortunate. You never want to see somebody get fired as quickly as they did and due to the circumstance that it was. But, man, just being honest, I pray for brother. I pray for him, like, you know what I'm saying? And may this event redirect him down the path he needs to go, and he'll get another job. It'll take a little second once he gets over his little things, but he'll start back and work his way back up. That's the one thing that I say, and I keep saying before all this stuff even happened, is why I feel like you need to coach somewhere else. Michigan should never be your first job. And it's not because of what happened. It's just because there's a high expectation here. There's a lot of pressure being the head coach of Michigan because we're one of the most premier programs in the nation. And so when you come here, you got to have your ducks in a row. And so, and because of what happened, as you can see, Michigan's sort of confused. So now we're doing a probing into the whole athletic department as well to make sure we try to clean house. So clearly some things need to be done.
Real quick for me, this is it's a sad situation. It's also a learning experience for anybody that is out there living a different life, right? A side life, whatever. I saw somebody in the chat. I think Doreen mentioned that maybe his wife knew. I mean, that's a possibility. It's 2025, bro. That is definitely a possibility. Somebody mentioned something about sister wives, and then Jeez Louise took it to another level. I'm not going to repeat what she said into the chat, though. Check it out. That said, Sharon Moore, I will admit I was wrong about Sharon Moore, right? I thought that, he'd been around. He had, soaked up some game from Jim Harbaugh and the others around that the program at that time. At the end of the day, he wasn't good enough. Let me say that. No matter what handcuffs I think he had on him to begin with, in regards to the roster and stuff like that, I thought he made some. I was championing his coaching staff moves when they happened. Later on, a year later, we're like questioning a lot of things. Kirk Campbell is the biggest question mark. I don't know why he went in that direction. But it is what it is. We'll see, what the future holds for him. I saw he was out today with his wife, which is a good sign, I guess. She's standing by her man. And like my guy said, a lot of prayer, a lot of, maybe therapy, whatever it takes, to try to help their situation. That said, it's a sad situation. Lich, what we got?
Real quick before we move on, I do want to say that despite all of the jokes that we and our community, I can't really speak for them, but that we have made since the event happened, since the initial firing happened, we do wish him the best. We do hope he lands back on his feet and finds his place.
Yeah, and somebody mentioned he made it to Saturday Night Live. Michigan was on Saturday Night Live. All right.
Of course.
All the wrong reasons, but
I know. But just for regional program, for a program that's regional, they breaking the internet. I don't see this with any other school. But anyway, moving forward.
Yeah, we're on to this one right here. Week 2 of Michigan coaching search. Hang on, Maize is buffering.
No, I wasn't buffering. I got a crazy text. All right, sorry. Week 2 of Michigan coaching search. Who will it be? That text right there. Pray for me. All right. Yeah. Anyway, the coaching search has. By the way, for a regional program, this coaching search is very national, right? Yeah, it's a nationwide coaching search. We're talking about coaches that are coaching at premier programs right now, like Alabama. They're talking about a Jed Fish and Kenny Dillingham, obviously DeBoer, who I just mentioned without mentioning. But now we're even going Jeff Brom and Drinkowitz. Both are, one's in the ACC, one's in the SEC. What do you guys think about that? Let's start with Sticks this time. Talk to us about the coaching search. What you think about it?
I think it's a lot of speculation. I think we don't really know who is who and what is what. I know we all went with Dillingham due to the fact that a lot of the players started to follow him on X. So that made everybody, well, I wonder why all of them following him, because a few of our great players went on ahead and followed him. So it sparked a lot of interest. Then we said DeBoer, but everybody's not going to handle it like Lane Kiffin. And the reason why is because they seen how Lane Kiffin got dug. He got done dirty. So they was like, yeah, let me not handle this like how he did. And let me do this the right way. Let me get past my bowl game, maybe my playoff game, and then I can address it then. I think Dillingham is a good pick. And I think he with the crying he did in his presser, you're not crying if you stand. I'm just gonna keep it a bean. If you know for a fact you're not gonna leave, then you're not gonna do a whole little crying. You can be like, I'm not going nowhere, and it is what it is. Let's continue to move forward. When you get to crying, my mom's here, my dad, and that sound like you leaving. I'm just keeping it above.
It was performative for sure.
It was very, very Oscar nominee. What I mean? So, I've heard so many names. I've heard Clemson. I forgot Dabo Sweeney. I've heard Tom. Is it Tom? What's buddy? The offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, Brady.
Brady. Yeah. Joe Brady.
Yep, I've heard his name.
Jesse Minter. We ain't even mentioned Jesse Minter.
Yep. And he today was his last day of sanctions of the show clause.
Right.
So it's so many names out here, and that's what like what Maniac says. How are we a regional school, but we got all these opportunities? People want to come to the school and coach, and so all I can say is I hope Michigan just picks the right one. They take their time. Don't be in a rush. But don't wait too long because you got recruits waiting to see what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
we'll see.
Go ahead, Lich.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they're looking at. What Ghost said here, waiting for the dust to settle, which I can kind of see them doing that. But if they wait too long, if Michigan waits too long, then like Old Man said, we're gonna start hemorrhaging potential recruits. We're gonna start missing out on potential targets when if they don't hire the right guy, we might end up losing even more people. So we definitely want to make sure we make that right decision. In my opinion, I'd like to see Dillingham, or even like I'd be all right with Minter coming back. I definitely I'm not sold on Fish myself. I know some people think he'd be a good pickup, but I think he'd be too safe of a pickup. I think we really kind of in this case want to go for someone who's got a little bit bigger of a name recognition than going for the safe choice, which I think Fish would be, because I mean all Michigan got to do is ask him, and I'm pretty sure he signs before we finish getting the question out, realistically. But I think Dillingham would be a good choice in my opinion. I think Minter coming back would be great. DeBoer, I think that would be my top three. Would be Dillingham, DeBoer, Minter, in that order.
You're muted.
There we go. Maniac, talk to me.
Yeah, man. So this is right here, man. This is going to be one of the most crucial decisions the university is going to make in a long, long time. Michigan has never been in a situation like this in the negative light, right? We're talking about back to back. We just got off the scandal, like I mentioned, of the sign stealing, that they dragged the university, its name through the mud, to the point where, you know, people like cheaters, which I don't care. That natty ain't going nowhere. So they could say that. That's for other Michigan fans that get sensitive, not me. And now this Sharon situation. It's back to back. That's the problem. If it was 3 years apart, 4 years apart, okay, this is back to back within a 6-month span. So they got to take their time. And then, oh, you haven't got a coach yet. Yeah, bro, you can't rush this. This is something that cannot be rushed. And again, whoever takes this job is going to understand, and the university is going to explain, bro, you got some cleaning up to do. Now, when we say cleaning up to do, it's not really more so with the players. This ain't players getting locked up for shoplifting. These ain't players getting in trouble for DUI. These ain't players doing things they're not supposed to do. This is strictly coaching staff. Both things are strictly coaching. So as far as a player's perspective go, it's not much cleaning up to do. What the next coach has to do is instill culture again and say, listen, what we've seen in the past, that shit is done. That's done. We're getting back to Michigan football. Let him be an a-hole. Let him be a prick. I don't care. As long as Michigan looks good on that field and they win games, is all that matters. My brother Maize mentioned it. Like, bro, I don't care. I didn't go to the University of Michigan. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not standing here like, oh, my school. No, I root for the school. Just like thousands and thousands of Michigan fans. I'm worried about what's put out there, because I spend my hard-earned money to go to Michigan games, buy Michigan apparel. That's for sure. And I'm not talking about hundreds neither. So I want this coach to come in here and make sure that he let these players know, bro, we're winning moving forward. But this is where it gets critical, right? Because for Michigan, they might feel this is the right guy, whoever they hire. But for the recruits and some of the players, they might feel like, this is not my cup of tea. And again, to each his own. I will never be mad at a 17-year-old or 18-year-old for leaving the school that I root for. If you're a grown man and you're slandering these recruits because they left the school you root for, you're a loser. No, you're a loser. I don't care. And that's for any fan base. You leave these kids alone, man. So I just hope Michigan makes the right choice. I have faith that they will. And I think this is not going to be as bad as many people predict. But the last thing that I think is really making people, iffy to take the job right away is that now Michigan has launched an internal investigation. Right? So that could play a factor like, damn, I'm going to go into a midst of an investigation of the university and based on what just happened. So whoever's the new coach is going to have to do some cleaning up image. The image of Michigan needs to change. Oh, gentlemen, Let's embrace the villain role. Let's be Miami of the 80s, Miami of the early 90s. That's it. We villains, we're scumbags, we this. You know what? We're going to be that. As long as we win games, call us what you want.
Yeah. I said this last year. I'm embracing the villain role, right? When everybody was calling Michigan cheaters and blah blah blah, talking about the fans. Which, by the way, this is what I really don't understand. If you are a fan of another fan base or a fan of another program, I'm sorry, what you attacking other like? What you mad at me for liking the team I like or the program I like, bro? Be mad at the program. If anybody cheated you out of anything, the program did it. I did it. I didn't go to and advance scout or any of these other things. Be mad at who you need to be mad at. I feel like a lot of people have that problem. They mad at the wrong people. Be mad at who you need to be mad at. Like for instance, in these situations we see a lot where cheating or infidelity happens in a relationship. They be mad at the person that your spouse cheated with. What you mad at them for? Right? They just doing what comes naturally. Be mad at the person who know he had a wife, or be mad at the person who knew she had a husband.
Mhm.
Don't be mad at who they with. But anyway, I digress. With that said, I think the obvious the choice for me, I have DeBoer at number 1 for me. If Jesse Minter is available, though, he replaces DeBoer at number 1 for me. If out, and then after that it goes, some order of Dillingham Fish, right? I've been hearing Brom. I don't want Jeff Brom. I'm sorry. And I've also been hearing Drinkowitz. Not a huge. I don't want Drinkowitz. I don't think they are right for this particular job. That said, former Michigan standout had somebody in mind, Donnie Jones. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
He had a certain person in mind, and here we go. I'm gonna share it here. Yeah. Dahani Jones says, "Yup, I'm still in the camp that Charles Woodson should be considered and in the running for Michigan football head coach." Let's talk about that really quick, gentlemen. What you think about that? Charles Woodson has no experience coaching on a college level. I do believe he coaches on a high school level. He is an all-time great, maybe the GOAT at Michigan, period. And arguably the GOAT defensive back even in the NFL. It's an argument that can be had. Talk to me what y'all think about Charles Woodson possibly being Michigan's next head coach.
I'll get it out the way real quick. Of course, someone like Charles Woodson, no one is going to be mad. But it's not. It could be a Dion situation at Colorado, right? And mind you, Dion had experience, in at the HBC school. So, but Charles Woodson, I get it. It's a name. Oh, Charles Woodson. Just because you're great at what you did doesn't mean you'll be a great head coach. It is what it is. It's the same thing. Great fighters, boxers, are not great trainers neither. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't automatic mean success. Yeah, it's going to be a popularity contest. He'll probably get just about most recruits he wants. But we're not speaking of that. You have to win. We're here for winning. And I don't know if Charles Woodson is the guy. I wouldn't want him. I need to see something first before I could consider him. For him to be his first head coaching job at Michigan, nah, I don't want that.
Okay. Litch, what about you?
It would be a headline to have Charles Woodson be the new head coach at Michigan. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I don't see him as being I don't think it's a good idea to go after a first time coach in that aspect. Like, I know he's done some coaching in like the smaller leagues, but he's not like he hasn't been in the college scene coaching, if that makes sense. So I'd much rather want to see him at in a smaller coaching role at the university before we see him rocking the head coach's hat first. Because like it'd be like a similar situation to like when I was joking about saying we should bring in Tom Brady. It'd be a similar situation just from that aspect. Like I know, although the only difference here is that at least Woodson has experience coaching, whereas Brady has zero. But it wouldn't be the same if that makes sense. It'd be more or less we'd bring him in as like a figurehead to bring in recruits and retain recruits. If we did bring him in as a head coach at this juncture, at least.
Yeah. Sticks, what's your thoughts?
Man, so if we did that, it's no different than what we just done. We're hiring somebody that hasn't done it before at that level. That's just being honest. But great football mind, and we can honestly say that. And with him coaching in high school, that's cool. That'll give him some understanding of the game because he knows the game. Like that's one thing we can't take away from Charles Woodson. He knows the game. Like he knows when to call timeout. He's even been harsh on Michigan and some of the things that they done. Like, hey, why didn't we do this? We should have did that. But what I would love is if that's an idea, then let's bring him in initially to coach defensive backs and let him start that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let him get in there, get his mind in the position that he was arguably one of the greatest to do it at. And get these guys to start to read things, see things, because he judges. If you listen to him when he's talking about the DBs, he's on them about their hips, their placement, where they were doing, why was your head turned. He's on them about that. So I feel like he could definitely be a gold mine doing that. But as far as head coach, I would say just give him a few years and then let him do it. But initially, right off the jump, I wouldn't want that hire, especially coming off of what we just came off of. That's not the splash play we need.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys for the most part. Charles Woodson, great Michigan player, great NFL player. One of the, even hearing him defend Michigan, surrounded by a bunch of haters on, Big Noon Kickoff, every year these last 4 or 5 years, right, has been great. But I think we do need to see more, right? It would be different if we're coming off just if there was no Sharon Moore and then they decided to make a splash move with Charles Woodson, I think it'd be different. But right now we in a very volatile situation. We can't afford to get it wrong. And all due respect to the GOAT, but I'm with y'all. I'm out on that. Shout out to Donnie Jones too. I'm sure Charles Woodson appreciates and is flattered by the thought. But yeah, I'm out on it. What we got next, Litch?
We have up next this
Heisman winner. Did Mendoza deserve it? Ladies and gentlemen, he beat out Ohio State's Julian Sayin. He beat out Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love, and he beat out Vanderbilt Diego Pavia. Diego, who did not take it well, by the way.
Boy, did he?
Diego wanted to flip some tables and some more things. But talk to me, gentlemen. Maniac, let's start with you. Did they get it right with the Heisman?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I think we can all agree this was a very, very weak Heisman class. I mean, great players, don't get me wrong. Not that to say these players weren't great, but just a weak class overall, man. Normally, you could feel it in the air, like, man, or you know that this one player is just clear-cut the guy. This year was just something in the air with college football. I guess it's the parity now. It just felt like whatever. It didn't really feel like a Heisman race. But going into the Big Ten championship, I think everyone knew it was between Julian Sayin and Mendoza. We said it on the Big Noon College show that pretty much the winner of this game is going to win this award. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm 100% okay with Mendoza getting it. I mean, especially it's a beautiful thing to see a school like Indiana, who was the reason they made welcome mats is because of them, because they get stepped on all the time. So now their program gets respected because they've beaten everyone in the Big Ten that was good in the last 2 years. So, and Mendoza, he also showed that he's clutch. He was clutch at Penn State when they needed him, and he was clutch against Ohio State when they needed him. Clutch throws. So there's no doubt in my mind that he's the Heisman winner. Is he the best player out of the four? No, I don't think he isn't. But this year, I think it was they got it right.
Okay. Lich, you think they got it right this time?
I think that given the talent that he was up against, I'd be inclined to agree that I think Mendoza definitely deserved the Heisman. Because I mean, all in all, this class wasn't that fantastic of a class for Heisman candidates.
Right.
And I think when it comes down to it, you're looking at you're essentially going to be looking at the number one and number two facing off against each other and seeing who comes out the winner of that game, and that determines the Heisman. And Indiana was better than Ohio in that game, and Mendoza looked good in that game. So it's hard to really argue with the fact that Mendoza didn't deserve it. I know OSU people will argue day and night that Sayin was the more deserving candidate, and then Notre Dame will argue that Jeremiah Love was the more deserving candidate, and Vanderbilt will be in the conversation. But I mean, unless you ask Pavia, then he'll be flipping tables at you. But regardless, I think at the end of the day, it's hard for people to really say that Mendoza didn't deserve it, because I fully believe he did. In my opinion, I mean, Indiana, I think, has been number one since they beat Oregon. I mean, that's where I've been, and I follow that through week in and week out when we did the power rankings. And I think at the end of the season, we saw Indiana was, in fact, number one, and so was Mendoza.
No doubt. Sticks. Did they get it right?
I mean, it was like trying to find your quarter in a bucket of quarters. Like,
damn.
Like, just being honest, and that's no knock to. So with the Neal deal, it kind of levels the playing field.
Mm-hmm.
And so we already know when it comes to the Heisman, quarterbacks get the leg up on everybody. Now, what I'm about to say, I speak for myself and myself alone, but I do understand talent, right? And who I felt like should have first been in that is Jeremiah Smith.
Mm.
You can't sit here, bless you.
Bless you.
You can't sit here and tell me
Salud.
that this man
Gracias.
is literally the best player in college football, and he's not up there. And we know he's the best player in college football. That's what.
Don't say that in front of Maniac.
It's just the truth. Like, he demands a lot. He literally gets tons of yards, and he'd even play the whole season. Like this man, he changes. When you have to do a scouting report and you say wherever he is, we need to make sure we do not leave him on single coverage. That's what lets you know that that's a problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when we look at the quarterbacks always get the grace because they control the offense. They're the mind of the offense. They have the ball in their hand majority of the time. They got to make the right decision. Completely understand it. But as far as the candidates, I feel like Mendoza did earn it because, again, he showed moments where he lifted his team outside the X's and O's, i.e. Penn State, i.e. against Ohio State. Like, he lifted himself and his team past the X's and O's. And by doing that, that's great. Julian saying, great quarterback. Not saying he's a bad guy. But to me, the way he plays in a system. I don't feel like if he has to make a play, he doesn't. Most of the plays that he made, he threw up. The receivers made the play. Like, there were like some of them play, like, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you when Mendoza threw to the back of the end zone for the Penn State win, he threw to a point where he knew for a fact his receiver could get it or was going out of bounds. And this is for all the marbles, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you seen against Texas, Julian Sands just threw it up. And Tate had to adjust himself to get the ball compared to putting it to a spot to where only he could get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just little things like that. I feel like the system is what saves saying. It's not necessarily him lifting himself above the X's and O's. So Mendoza, he got it. And I say out of the candidates that he had, he deserved it.
Yeah. So I too think Mendoza deserves to be the Heisman Trophy winner. I think, and this is for even if you thought like JJ should have been in the candidacy, I think they played that game. That game decided the Heisman Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
They played each other. Mendoza showed up clutch in the second half with that touchdown. He beat, the team that was number one for hell all of the season after week 1, right?
Yeah.
And I think he deserved it based on what he had done that season to that point and what he did in that game. I agree with everybody else too that this was a weak Heisman Trophy, finalist list. Everybody had flaws. It wasn't one player that, we didn't get that player that put up 50 touchdowns and, threw for 5,000 yards, nothing like that, right? It was just really standard football is what won the Heisman Trophy this year. Shout out to Diego Pavia. Diego, who added a little flavor to the thing.
It was a lot of it was Latin night in the Heisman ceremony. Hey, Mendoza, he's Cuban. Mendoza's Cuban. He even gave a shout out to his grandparents in Spanish, which I respected that, man.
Absolutely.
Always stay true to your culture, man. That's the way it is, man. Shout to them.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to both of them for sure. But yeah, let's get to the next one. Speaking of JJ.
Here come. There's always you fans in the chat. Here come the crybabies. Let's go.
The Biletnikoff winner, Makai Lemon, getting that thing over JJ.
Here we go.
Talk to me, fellas.
I'll go first.
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
I'll go first just because I said what I said, right? Let me tell you something about the NCAA. They don't like giving the award to the same person twice. Just know that. If you won it, you're not going to win it again. It's rare that they'll ever do that, like period, point blank. I think they gave it to him as a freshman, right?
No.
They didn't?
No.
Who won it last season?
Who won it last year?
Last season it was Travis Hunter.
Yep. Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter won everything last year.
Yeah, I don't think a OSU receiver has ever won the Biletnikoff award.
Oh, okay.
Nah, they have. Terry Glenn won it.
Terry Glenn.
Marvin Harrison also won it.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Well, being honest, just being truthful, he should have won it. If you look at them, when you look at the numbers, like just being honest, and this is just being football, you're definitely going to worry about Makai Lemon. But as a defender, I take my chance with Makai Lemon before I take my chances with Jeremiah Smith. I'm gonna keep it 100. As a defensive minded person, I'm gonna get more of a nightmare with him because of his stature, his build. The dude built like an NFL wide receiver, and you know who his build reminds me of. What's my man, the safety from Seattle that got the neck injury? That was like a linebacker at strong safety.
Damn, number 31.
Yes.
Brown, what was his name? I know you're talking about.
But him, like, he's built like that to where he's very physical. You know what I'm saying? So so you're gonna have more
Chancellor.
Chancellor. So he reminds me of sort of that, where like that's why the NFL scouts are dying for him to get to his junior year. They can't wait. They're like, yo, this man will mess around and go first 3 picks. Like that's the impact that he has on the game. So when you have that type of impact and you have NFL scouts raving about you just in general, like there's not one scout that don't talk about him and be like, man, whoever gets this kid, he's going to be a problem. So you hear Makai Lemon will have a good season or a good career, but you don't hear a game changer like you do when you hear Smith. So that's why I said he should have won it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Litch.
I am inclined to agree with the with Ohio State and them. I know it's blasphemy to say on a Michigan podcast, but
I didn't say that. I just said Smith.
Yeah,
I realize that.
Yeah, I'm with y'all that Jeremiah Smith should have won it. However, when you're looking at the stat sheet, I mean, Makai Lemon does kind of have Smith beat. They both got the same number of touchdowns. Makai beat him by almost close to 100 yards extra with one less catch. So, I mean, if you just look at the stat sheet, Makai Lemon looking a little better than Jeremiah Smith. You look at the on-field presence, I mean, I think Smith does have a little bit more of an on-field presence than Lemon does. But if we could just bring it back to the heart to what's on paper, Makai Lemon's ultimately the victor of
What's the games played,
the
Lich?
award.
What's the games played?
I don't see that stat off the
I,
top of my head.
I believe that I think Makai he played all games and Smith didn't. He
Yeah.
So
stepped out
I'm
one.
gonna tell you it evens out. Smith played, he was out 1.5 games. So then you add the Big Ten championship,
Right.
it kind
He
of
get an
evens
extra
out.
game.
They get
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, and Makai has his yardage beat with one less catch, and I think that's probably what ultimately determined. I mean, there's probably more to it than just that. But if I was looking at it at a stat sheet and these two were the final two, I was trying to decide between the two. I would probably pick Lemon just because one less catch, 100 extra yards. You know.
Mm. Go ahead, Maniac.
Yeah, so just that we clear, because I know again a lot of the OSU fans are yellow bus riders, because they don't understand. If you just don't come out and say we know again Jeremiah Smith is the best receiver in college football. OSU fans, you hear me?
This isn't true,
Jeremiah
Doge.
Smith is the
He was
best
getting double teamed.
receiver in college football. This award was neck and neck. Could have gone either way. Jeremiah Smith wasn't robbed. Anyways, robbed. You're just an idiot and you a meat. You just sucking meat. It could have gone either way, man. It is what it is. I'm not. If they gave it to Jeremiah Smith, I would have been okay with it. Makai Lemon getting it, I'm okay with it. It is what it is. It's not that serious. Honestly, it really isn't. But OSU fans got to make it about them. They got to cry. Everything is crying with them. Texas didn't want to play them in the night game. It was headlines everywhere. They just cry everything. But anyway, we're speaking on this award. Makai Lemon is a first-round pick as well. Once he get out, the dude, and he's a small dude, bro. He's a small dude. And let's also take into account Jeremiah Smith. The three best teams he played, arguably, was Texas. He didn't do shit. Indiana, you're going to see 144 yards, but like 50 of that came on the last throw. No touchdowns. So he had a touchdown against Michigan and a touchdown against Washington, which was like a 4-yard crossing route, and then he ran it in for like an extra 20. So when we look at the biggest games, it's not like Jeremiah Smith in there cooking, right? Because that's where it comes down to. Makai Lemon did better in the bigger games. Those are the facts. This is not opinion. You could get in your feelings if you want. I don't care. But again, Jeremiah Smith is the better receiver. It's like this, because I know, again, a lot of them is slow. LeBron James has been the best NBA player in the league for how many years, gentlemen?
It was a long time.
Right.
All right. Did he win the MVP award every year?
He did not.
Did that still make him not the best player in the league? No, that didn't change anything. So this is what it is. And if they can't get that after this, then there's no more to say, bro. It is what it is. But Jeremiah Smith gets to play for the ultimate goal, and that's the national championship. So if you ask me, you ask any player, you can have that individual award. I want the one that counts the most.
Right.
LeBron trash. Y'all got to get off Bron back. Listen, I will say this: at this stage in his career, I do think LeBron should retire. But he spent a lot of years as the best player in the league. All right, that's it. And by the way, I'm no LeBron apologist either. I think Mike's the GOAT. So let me say that. All right. Anyway, for me, I think Skylar Bell should have got the award.
Okay.
I think neither one of these guys should have got it. I think Skylar Bell should have got it. Granted, he does play for UConn. Granted, he didn't play a soul, but I don't care. He went out there and he performed. And he's a lot smaller than both of these dudes.
Yeah.
By the way, he should have been a Michigan Wolverine, but admissions won't let us be great when it comes to these transfers.
Academic school first, man. You already know.
Yeah. No doubt about it. But I do feel like they could have
something
make something shake, bro. Listen, even if you don't want it, because they always say, we don't want to give a Michigan degree to somebody who just came over here for a semester or two, whatever. Fine, bro. Let him graduate from UConn. I think he even, I know, seriously, dog. I think he was like, yo, I'll go and graduate from UConn. They were like, yeah, nah. Like, dog, come on, bro. Quit playing with us. All right, stop it. That said, I think he should have gotten it, but if he didn't get it, I'm not mad with Makai Lemon. If they would have given it to JJ Smith, I wouldn't have been mad.
Exactly.
It is what it is. What we got next, if anything?
While we're getting there, one thing I will say is the Blitnikoff Award definitely looks a lot better than the Heisman Award.
The Heisman Trophy is a piece of. Never mind. It does look
like I'm just talking about the candidates, the candidate list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you meant the actual trophy.
Yeah, there was a lot
actual
more
trophy contrast too. I'm gonna be real.
There was a lot more competition in that in the candidate list for Blitnikoff than for the Heisman, if that makes sense.
True. No, it was. Yeah. I agree.
They talking about Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry in the chat, bro.
Yeah. What did I start, man?
Yo, don't ever bring up LeBron again. Man.
Ever.
I know.
I mean, let's talk about the flop goat. Then LeBron's that guy.
Come on, man. He is. He does flop a lot. He's way too big to flop as much as he does too. But,
bring it back up.
War Manual seat heating up, man. That thing is in fuego. Let's be real, bro. It's an inferno on War Manual seat. Is this really one of the topics we had?
That's what you had on the list.
Dog, this seems like something I was talking about before. But anyway, listen, internal investigation.
And also the losing the recruits. We forgot to put that in. But we can go after that.
Yeah. Real quick on War Manual. There's an internal investigation that Michigan regents have, paid some third party to come in and take a look at what's going on at Michigan. Let's be real, bro. No matter where we stand on the cheating thing, which we stand firmly on, we didn't cheat, by the way. It was still something that went on. No matter where you stand. That said, take that away. We had a creep on roaming the offices who was taking pictures of students and the like. Matt Weiss,
that's his name.
Right. That internet creep. That happened. Take that away. What's my man? Bo's kid? That Jim Harbaugh hired, basically was about to bring on. Come to find out, he had some tweets, liking some unsavory things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Get him out of here. That happened. Take that away. There's a guy a staffer who was trying to meet up with underage boys. What's going on?
Take that out. Keep going.
You take that out of here. Of course, there's Sharon Moore.
No, you skipped some. You skipped a few though.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because you take that away, and then you still got the DUIs.
Oh my goodness! But I'm running out of DUIs.
Because that's how we lost the QB coach, and then that's how we lost the
defensive line coach.
Denard Robinson.
Denard Robinson, legend, gone. Take that out of the.
And now you can, bro. So
listen,
it's warranted.
Yeah, look, as a person who has defended Ward Manuel here, I cannot defend this. Ward Manuel should be fired. Let's be real. He probably will be fired. The lack of oversight for Ward Manuel with all of these things. By the way, we do have another take that out the way. Fucking Juwan Howard smacked another coach on live television.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Kept his job. I was shocked at that, by the way. Kept his job after smacking another. He smacked Juwan Howard, a black man, smacked a white man on live television, kept his damn job. You know what, Ward? Ward, you on some bullshit.
I just want to see some equal accountability. You know, I feel like if it was reversed, bro would have got fired.
Oh, he would have got torched.
Yo, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yo,
that was
the funny
funny,
part is you're right. You're right. If that, first of all, if that
Dusty
man
Mays-
would have smacked Juwan Howard, all
He'd have been
hell would have
called-
broke loose.
He'd have been called a racist. He'd have been called all
Right.
types of things. They'd have cooked him.
Like,
Absolutely.
I feel like people in the stand would be jumping down there to beat him.
They would have burned a swastika on his forehead if he. Yo,
They'd have
All
carried
right.
him all the way down to Columbus and dropped him
Man.
off there.
dog. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, everybody that's watching. I'm sorry.
We did.
I'm sorry.
But it's that's that third party coming from Chicago. That
Yeah,
law
yeah,
firm from
You know,
Chicago.
which is
Yeah.
which if you know how that's funny. It's coming from Chicago.
Right.
At least this is and those are the facts, bro. No Michigan fan can be upset about it because those are the facts. You can't be mad at facts. But like I said, this is all coaches though. Right?
Yeah.
So at least it's not like coaches and players. It's like, oh my goodness, like what's going on? Look at Georgia. You see what's going on in Georgia, but guess what? No one cares because the SEC don't care. It's the criminal conference, right? That shit is a run amok conference. No one cares. But in the Big Ten, forget about it. Dudes hate each other so much, especially OSU
Right.
and Michigan State. So anything Michigan does, forget it. You think Alabama cares that Georgia just got dudes locked up? They don't care. But if I was OSU, 4 hours, 39 hours straight podcast about it. And it's like, that's why they clowns, bro. But it is what it is. It needs to be cleaned up. It needs to be cleaned up, though.
No, that's a fact, man. Look, Ward Manuel, for all the positive things, and by the way, the positive things only extend to the championships. He's got a lot of he's won a lot of championships in different sports across different sports as Michigan's AD. A lot, right? Right now, I think the hockey team is number 1.
Mhm.
The men's basketball team is number 2. The women's basketball team is number 6. The baseball team, back-to-back Big Ten champions. Like these are just the gymnastics team won the national championship last year. So, you know, he's been successful in terms of the results. However,
Hey, man.
he turns a blind eye to everything.
I'm just saying.
I didn't see him smack anybody. I didn't see it.
Hey,
They're like, bro, it's in 4K. We replaying it. No, I can't see it. I
It's
don't
in
see it.
slow mo. They zoomed in
mean,
on the
hey.
smack.
Yeah,
hey, Maize. Puffy sold a lot of records too.
stop it. Stop it.
Yeah. Yo, we shutting the line
We
down.
getting canceled, bro. We getting canceled.
Yeah.
But, hey,
But on a positive note, that Michigan basketball team,
Wrestling
Man.
team
ain't
top
no
15.
man.
Right.
That Michigan basketball team, they just playing with dudes, bro. They play their worst game of the season, still scored 100 points on the
That's
road.
crazy. Bro.
Crazy.
Nah, they looking good. And at least, Ward Manuel did hire Dusty
Hire
Mays,
him.
so he gets.
Hold on. That was what was our prior head coach?
Beeline.
Beeline's the one that recommended him.
Yeah, nah, but Ward had to pull the trigger.
Yeah, it's facts, but you know, Beeline that man though. Like you know,
A
he
lot of
gonna
people want Beeline to be the next AD.
listen. That'd be nice.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
he like 97 years old though, so I don't know.
I mean, he'll be fine.
He got 3 months.
Hey,
Oh.
although you know what? Well, one good thing is if we hear about Ward getting fired sometime this week or next week, you know whose name's gonna end up at the Michigan on the Michigan line, Jesse Minter. If Ward
I
fired within
do
the next
think-
couple
I
weeks,
do
then
think
Jesse Minter
Jesse
is definitely you're
Minter-
gonna see his name pop up.
Okay, so I'll be real quick. We got a little time. I thought Jesse Minter was a no-go because while he was here, Jesse Minter was talking about wanting to go to the NFL, right? Wanting to be a
Yeah.
coach in the NFL. That said, apparently Jesse Minter has changed his tune a little bit. And now it seems like if Ward is gone, that might be a possibility. Shout out to Johnny Odin Jr. Thanks for the $5. She says, Maniac, you got until March to get on the Michigan basketball bandwagon. You know, because Maniac is a Duke fan, y'all.
Yeah.
What?
Blasphemous.
I wish I had a.
And-
The
No, I know. Listen.
blasphemy here.
Hold on. All my team, listen, I'm right here. Again, for those that don't know, Michigan football, Duke basketball, 49ers, NFL football, baseball, Minnesota Twins, NBA, Utah Jazz. These are all my
The
teams from a little
Utah
kid.
Jazz
No
is
bandwagon.
crazy.
No bandwagon. These are all my teams. I don't care what anybody.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Oh, let's leave my man Poom Poom Short Stockton alone, bro. He was a beast.
The Utah Jazz is untoward, bro.
Man, this
Yeah.
man picked his teams out of hats, man. Like,
Yeah, yo, you know, and it's Sticks. You know what's crazy? Yo, all through school, all my jobs, bro. What? You a who? Utah is probably the one team because
Yeah.
why Utah? The thing was this: in my neighborhood, growing up, everyone was either a Knicks fan or a Chicago Bull fan. And I know a lot of y'all was Chicago Bull fans.
Hell yeah.
I
I'm
used
still
to
a
be
Bull
a Chicago.
fan.
How you used to be a Chicago Bulls fan?
I'm still a Bulls
I
fan.
hated Jordan.
You
How you
wild.
used to?
Oh,
All
you
right,
a
I'm just
real
saying.
Detroit
But no,
Piston
I'm
fan, though.
Piston fan, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So I like the way Malone and Stockton play. Now, Bayern, I didn't know about the Mormons. I didn't know that Utah's a state. They got no swag. Ain't no swag in Utah. You go there, bro. You gotta wear like uncle slippers with socks
Hey,
and
you
fanny
can't
packs.
be a Mormon and have swagger. That's against their religion.
Can't be a Mormon and have swag, bro. Hey, we
So,
definitely
yeah.
get canceled.
Those are my teams, man.
I respect
Oh, bro. This man, but Duke is wild, man.
it. Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you. As a Michigan fan, Michigan basketball fan, Duke is crazy.
There's no
Nope.
way you took pride in that the fantastic us going against Duke. There's no way
No,
you took
so no, listen. We're talking about 91, 92. So I'm about 10 years old, right?
Okay, yeah.
You like what Michigan represented, the Fab
Mhm.
Five. They
Mhm.
represented the inner city kids.
Yeah.
I'm an inner city kid. I'm from the hood. They from the hood. That's what they represented it. And you love that. But Duke was my team, you know. It is what it is. But I was a Michigan fan the next year when they played North Carolina, and Chris Webber calls that timeout. I wanted to punch my mother making that damn right.
Making that right.
What you doing? How they lose this game, man? I was so pissed. I hate North Carolina, but
Yo.
you know, shout to the Fab Five, man. You know, when I grew a little older and I understood things, man, I had way more like respect for them. Like, oh man, these guys, you know, what they were going through. Like, these guys deserve some back pay, NIL. Because what they would have made, what they deserve is crazy.
They
They
changed the
started
culture.
swag. And
They started it.
basketball
Yep.
started swag.
That's
The
why we had the
black
long
socks-
pants. I rocked the
Oh.
black socks to death, bro.
I be too. With short, you crazy? I get fly with it. What you yo, the Fab Five did it, man. But
Yeah.
they got done dirty, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shimmy, that's his name. Shimmy Schimbeckler. Shimmy and Shimmy. Fucking clown.
We got
Anyway,
But
man.
with a
Look,
name like that,
we
you
got
should
one
be
last
called
thing
a
if we want
clown.
to do it. Otherwise, we can move on.
all right, yeah. What we got last, man?
We got
Yeah.
round one playoff predictions.
Well, the game
Wait.
Friday.
Did we talk to about the two that left?
We ain't
Real
talking
quick.
about them.
We,
Oh,
we,
yeah, that
we can
wasn't on
knock
the
it out.
list.
All right.
So
Uh
go ahead, Maize.
yeah. So Michigan, of course, during all this, lost a couple people in the 26 class. One being Moose Ludwig, tight end out of what's he from? Montana. North Dakota.
Montana.
Right.
Yeah.
From Montana. And they also lost Bear McWhorter, Bear, who we actually interviewed right here on the channel before. A Boo Boo, that's a bear. but Bear just committed to Auburn, and
Oh, he
Ludwig.
did?
He did,
Oh,
and Ludwig committed to Texas
Texas
Tech.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
Texas
Yeah.
Tech.
They
That
dropping
I knew.
bags over there. Talk to me, fellas, though. And by the way, it might not be over. There's word
Yeah.
that another 26 commit might be on his way out. What
Yeah.
y'all think, though?
No. Look, this comes with what's transpiring right now, not having a head coach, right? So right now it looks like there's no stability there. Why would I play for a university that is just, month after month, that they in something. So you know why I might as well get paid somewhere else. So and this is why it's crucial that Michigan hires a coach, hopefully within this week, so he could come in and try to salvage a lot of that. But it could be a decent amount of exodus for some of these recruits. I hope not, but I'm gonna think the worst. So if it does happen, it doesn't kill me too much. But what do you guys think?
I feel like we just lose anybody that was already on the fence.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, because
Yeah.
again, I'm big on, like I tell my son, and my son's this is his senior year. I'm big on you commit to what you commit to your word. Your word is your word. That's all you got, regardless of the fact. And like when I'm telling him, because we're searching colleges too, and he's got stuff like that. So I tell him, look at what's going to be the best fit for you. But once you say this is what it is, you got to stay. You got to be a man of your word, like period, point blank. Because you're not. The coaches are going to help you get better, but you got to buy into the program of the school as well. Like, because like we know for a fact, yes, these guys play sports and they want to be seen on the big stage, but also you just having Michigan at the bottom of your resume is going to move any door that's in your way. Period, point blank. Like it's just going to do that, and it's known around the nation. So that's one thing. But unfortunately, due to this situation, I just feel like we may lose a few more. But at the end of the day, it comes with the territory, and what we lose through recruits, we could probably pick up through transfer portal.
Right.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. Let's go.
I like old man said, like I think the only ones that we're gonna be losing are the guys who are on the fence to begin with anyway. And I think when it comes down to it, I don't think that they may have committed, but I don't think they I think with this this scandal, it's gonna either it's them just trying to pull back out of what's going on, not wanting to be a part of it, or B, it could be other people in their camp saying, "Hey, with this going on, you don't want to be a part of that. Might want to start looking at other programs." Which I understand it, but at the same point, like I'm of the generation, like with old man here, where like if you give your word that you're going to commit to something, you should commit to something, even if you have to wait until the very last second of the available window to sign to do your due diligence and find out what's going on. I would much rather wait until the 11th hour to sign than just sign early and then down the line decide, never mind. Because then you get our hopes up, you get the hopes of the coaches up, and then at the end of the day, last second, you go, oh, well, you guys fired your head coach that I liked. I'm going to get out of here now. Which no disrespect to the recruits that are potential and still pending. This is just my opinion. I don't mean any ill will towards any recruits or any pending recruits we may have. Like, y'all are all welcome. If that's not how you guys make your decision, that's fine. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah. Maniac, you already spoke on this?
Yeah.
So yeah, I am one of those people that also believes that the university has to keep their word too, right? The coaches, the grown people are the ones who should have the most onus on keeping their word, right? These kids who say, I want to go to Michigan because of the things I was told, and then come to find out the coach was out here doing things to jeopardize not just him, but other people's jobs too. Sharon Moore really put in jeopardy every one of his assistants, all of them. Like everybody's on a whim right now, on a living on a string, basically, right? Mm-hmm. And if I'm a kid that was on the fence, as Sticks talked about, and I came because I believed in what Sharon Moore told me, and then I see what's going on in the news. What are you talking about? My loyalty shouldn't be the one in question here, right?
Right.
The grown person who told me one thing and then went out and did something opposing that, right? That's who the onus should be on, not on the 16, 17-year-old kids, even 18-year-old kid who is committed to Michigan. That's just where I stand. As a Michigan fan, I know it probably isn't the most popular thing to say, but it needs to be said because I don't think that, and this is just a microcosm of the world, basically, of the world we live in. These kids can't be responsible. The grown people around them are responsible. The grown people who allow, certain things to happen, who tell these kids certain things, and it turns out not to be the case. Those are the people responsible, not the kids. But yeah, listen, great show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Another banger from my guy, the Maniac, with writing this one. That said, it is that time where we got to bid you adieu. We got things to do and people to see. Not like Sharon, though. That said, Lichmax, tell the people where they can find you, what you got going on.
You can find me at Lichmax626 everywhere. You can also find me over at the Gamer Sideline for Football Fridays every Friday between 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Start Time. We're gonna be talking about college football week in, week out over there. We also talk games and put out some solo videos on what's going on around the league as we get news and stuff comes up. Also, you can find me right here on the best Michigan podcasting show on YouTube, on the internet as a whole, the Maize Madman Show at Maize Out Monday, which is where we are today, where I usually am in the back producing and I host a Lich Pick segment, but recently, they've let me stay up. So you're welcome, everybody. You're welcome.
After last week, you were on a thin line, by the way. Sticks, tell the people what you got going on where they can find you.
Man, you already know it's Old Man on the Sticks. It's everywhere, IG, YouTube. But I do got a big announcement to make. Thanks to Maize for allowing me to say this. But on Wednesday, I am doing my first official Old Head Sports Talk, where we talking, talking college football, talking sports, Michigan sports, as well as a few other things. So you can check me out. It'll be at 9:30 a.m. I'm an early bird, man. I'm an early guy. I like to be out in and out like a robbery. So it'll be at 9:30. Don't start, Maize. Don't start. 9:30. It will be good to go, and that's where it's at, man.
No doubt. I can't take you. All right, there we go. Is that a Tupac lyric? In and out like a robber. That's a Tupac lyric. All right, Maniac, tell the people what you got going on, where they can find you.
You ready? See it? Go blue _ Maniac _24 on Instagram. That will lead you to all my other social media outlets. Make sure to follow me on YouTube, where your boy be in the cocina cooking.
Yes, sir.
So make sure y'all do that, man. And of course, every Monday, right here with my brothers, cooking again. So that's what we do, baby. We apron certified.
No doubt. Hey, get your link. Drop your link in there real quick. I'm gonna put I forgot to put everybody's link, but I'm gonna put everybody's link in the videos going forward. But drop your link.
Send me Sticks in the group chat. Send me your YouTube so I can follow you. I can subscribe.
Okay. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna get because people are requesting.
I'm on Old Minds right now.
Oh, good. Yeah, drop it in there.
I can't.
But anyway, you can't do it.
Oh, I can. I just got to go back to the YouTube video.
Anyway, follow me everywhere at Maize Madman. I think that's it, right? At Maize Madman everywhere. You know the slogan: "Stay angry, my friends." I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever.